I'm going to trust myself that all the words are in my head. There's no order, there's no expectation of the words or anything. I just have everything.
That's good.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm your host, actor, filmmaker Brian Terry Snell. I have a topic today that's gonna help simplify things, because that's what this channel is all about, is making things easier and simpler for the actor. So I want to break this down into the simplest form. Like I said, it's going to be two parts. There's two parts to acting. First part is going to be your preparation. Second part is going to be your execution. This is something that I live by. This is what I do every single time that I'm presented with an opportunity, breaking down a script, discovering my characters, relationships, anything that I'm doing acting related. I always have two different parts, but I want to break down both sections, the preparation and the execution, so you can literally focus on one, get a full understanding of it, go to the next one, get a full understanding of that, put these two together when you're developing your process. Now, as I always say, this is what I do. This doesn't mean this is what you have to do, doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. This is just what works for me, it's what I do, and I'm sharing my perspective. So if you find any of this stuff helpful, utilize it, practice it, try it out. If it works, great. Put it in your process. And as always, guys, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and if you have any questions about these videos, if you have any comments or anything that you want to say, put it in the comment section below. I'll address it as soon as I can, and I have videos coming out weekly, so I'm sure I will fall on your topic eventually. Okay, so let's start with the first part. It's going to be the preparation, okay? So that's finding out, who is my character? What is my character doing in the scene? Why is my character doing what he's doing in the scene? What's the relationship between the characters? What is my location? All of these different things. Is it night? Is it day? So just analyze your script completely. Read every single word. Read every single action. Everything is important. Obviously, you want to memorize your lines. That's going to be a given. That comes with your preparation. But more importantly, as I always say, more importantly than figuring out what your lines are, that you have to do that, you should focus on the relationships. What is my character doing? Is my character arrogant? Is my character a geek? A nerd? Just find out who this guy is. How do I relate to this character? Find out the relationship to all the characters that are in the scene. You know, cover those basic things. That's going to be part of your preparation. Another great part of your preparation is going to be figuring out objective. Okay, what am I trying to do in this scene? Why is my character fighting so hard to get this other person to hear his side of the story? Your objective may be to make them understand my point of view, or to change their mind on what they think about this situation. So finding your objective is going to be, a major part of your preparation. You need to know what you're fighting for, or you need to know what you're aiming to get, or you need to know what you want this person to understand, think, or feel. Now, a good example, just to make it super simple when it comes to objective, okay? Let's say you and your girlfriend or you and your wife get in a major argument, right? And she's about to leave the house. Now you start feeling bad and you can't let her leave. Maybe you start apologizing or you start trying to fix things, because in that moment, you really want her to understand that you're sorry. You realize that you messed up. So now my goal and my objective just for this scene is going to be trying to get her to stay, or trying to get her to understand how sorry I am, okay? So that is going to carry you through your scene. And it should be in your head throughout that whole scene. My goal is to make her understand how sorry I am for what I did. Even if it wasn't my fault, that doesn't matter. And it will show. The audience will see that this character is fighting to get her to stay so she doesn't leave the house. Because it's his wife, it's his girlfriend. So yeah, it's a little argument, but he loves her. That's about as simple of an objective example that I can give. Me and you are in this situation together right now, okay? You, the viewer, you're listening, taking notes, reacting. I'm sitting here explaining to you different bits of information about acting. So I'm coaching you at the moment. So my objective to my audience right now is to teach you guys. I want you guys to understand the information. So I'm fighting to get this information to you. I need you guys to understand what I'm saying, and I need you guys to maybe use this information or just fully observe it and understand it. That's my objective right now. Now, you as the viewer, your objective obviously is going to be to listen to this stuff and to understand it and to process it and to take notes and that thing. So you're fighting to understand what I'm telling you. So that's like the most basic example I can give you when it comes to objective. That is part of your preparation. It has to be, because that's what's going to carry you throughout your scene. Okay? So if you have an objective that may be very simple or something that you can achieve really quickly, it's like not really a tough objective, it's going to kind of leave you stranded in your scene. So I need an objective that is going to really just force me to fight throughout the whole scene. And it's not like you have to listen to me now the whole scene. It's not really like that. It's not this desperate fight throughout the scene. I know a lot of people say that. It can be, but on a basic level, if I'm just trying to like relay information to you, or I'm trying to make you understand my point of view on something, I mean, I can do that throughout my scene. It doesn't have to be a desperate measure for you to understand my point of view. But I think a lot of that also will depend on the script, how the writing is and the situation in the scene could depend on that, obviously. But for the basic level of me and you talking right now, it's just more so going to be getting you to understand my point of view, right? And I'm just going to fight throughout this scene. It's like, hey, listen to my point of view, because I want you to see why I did what I did, or I want you to understand why I do what I do. And that could be happening in your scene. So when you get a scene, you can literally ask yourself, what is my character doing and why is he doing it? So analyze the scene, see what's happening, what's the event in the scene. Once you answer those questions, it'll be pretty obvious what your objective is. It might be an objective for yourself or an objective with your scene partner, the other character in the scene. That's very likely. Now, something I do as well is when I get the script, I kind of find out what my overall objective is in the film. Okay, so if it's a short film and it's 20 minutes and I'm a crooked cop, but by the end of it, I turn good or something like that, I try to read the whole thing and say, okay, for this entire short film, my character was just struggling to find his identity, and he was just really fighting to be on the good side of things, even though he started as a bad guy. Okay, that's the overall objective for the film. And then you break down an objective for each little scene. Okay, and you just take it step by step, and eventually you're going to get to that overall. I don't fight for the overall. I fight for each scene, and then when they put it together, then you see that expand, and then you kind of get the overall objective in the end. So fight for those objectives within the scenes. And again, there's an overall objective in this entire film, and it's good to know what it is, but you don't need to fight for that necessarily. That's going to happen. Fight for those objectives in each scene. Take it one step at a time, and you will work your way through that film. So, preparation. Find your objective. Know who you are, okay? Know who every character is in the whole entire film, TV script, whatever it is. Know everybody. Know their role. Know who they are. What your relationship is to them. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Just know everything. Every detail that you can to help you prepare should be in that first stage. And one thing that's really great when it comes to preparation, a lot of people ask me, first off, how do I memorize my lines? And that's another topic for another video. But just to answer a little bit into that, I just want to say, once you are able to memorize your lines as if it's a song that you absolutely love and you know every single word to. There's songs that I know in my head, I know every single word to the song, and I could literally sing it out of key and out of tune, and I know all the words, and it just comes to me. I could sing it anyway, right? I know all the words. So take that example and use it in your script. If you know all the words, you've read the thing 300 times, you are so free with the language, nothing could mess you up with saying the words. I think there's a freedom in that when you don't need to worry about the words anymore because they're so stuck in your head and you know your lines, you know their lines, you know all the lines, right? You know everything. Take that, then you go to your execution phase. Once you know all the dialogue just so well, it frees you when you get on stage or on set. And that freeing ability is what will allow you to make new discoveries. It will get you out of your own head because you're not going to be worried about what the words are. You'll just be free with it. So my point is, make sure when you're doing your preparation, the words are not an issue. Read that thing 300 times if you have to, but just make sure when you go to execute, the words, they're there. You don't even have to worry about them. It's a freeing experience, and it will literally allow you to just be and just do whatever happens in the moment with your scene partner. The words are going to come out. You just trust yourself. And I think that's one of the most important things for me personally when I'm doing my preparation, when I get a script or an audition or whatever. I just make sure that I'm so free with the words that I don't even have to think about them anymore. They're so stuck in my head that once I go to do the audition or once I get to set and I'm, in the scene with somebody and they say action, the last thing I'm worried about is what the words are because I know them so well that I'm able to really focus on, okay, what's the objective here? How can I establish myself in this scene? Get my connection with my partner. Those are more important things. So forget the words. Make sure those are just in your head and they're there. They just need to be they need to be in your head just as words. Even when you just read your script and you're memorizing your lines in your preparation, I don't read them any certain way. I don't even read periods or commas or exclamation points. I don't read any of that. I literally just read the word as like a blank word. He did not do it. Yes, let's go. Can I go too? I'm just reading them just blank because then when I get on set or I get into my audition, I can use them how I want to use them and how I feel I need to use them in the moment, not how they were written. So that's just me. Just read the words, have these blank words in your head, and then just go on and then be able to use them how you want to use them and how you feel that you need to use them in the moment. So it's almost as if I'm reading the words in no order, no expectations about the words or the exclamation points or any of that stuff. Yes, I know what the actions are. I know he's screaming at the guy at the moment. That's fine. Me and my scene partner will get there. I trust. But I'm just going to read those words with no meaning behind them. Not any type of way. Just regular words. They're just going to be regular words in my head. And then I customize them and cater them when I get in my scene or my audition. Now, when it comes to the execution part, which we kind of got into it a little bit, that's going to be the part where you let go of the preparation you did, you trust yourself, and you execute. Now, you could be executing in an audition or executing on set or in a play, right? So your execution, obviously, is going to be the execution of all the preparation. All the work that you did is now going to be put into play, okay? So if I know my character, I know my objective, I know all the relationships between all the characters, I've memorized all my lines, so I got everything down. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing in the scene, the event that's taking place in the scene, all preparation work. I know everything. I'm gonna come back over here, I'm gonna trust myself that all the words are in my head, there's no order, there's no expectation of the words or anything, I just have everything. I know all the information I just spoke about. I'm going to come over here when I get on set, and I'm just going to let it all go. Okay? I'm going to make the connection with my partner. I know our relationship. And honestly, when it comes to that execution part, that's where not only the fun happens, but that's where you get to breathe a little bit. All the preparation work was kind of the hard part. But when you know everything and you've done so much preparation for it, not overkill, not overthinking, because we talked about that already, but when you've done enough preparation, this is the time where you just go have fun. I remember a scene that I did, and I was depressed and devastated about a shooting that happened. It was my fault. And I remember I went to a hotel room and I was drinking and stuff. I knew everything that was going on. I prepared like you wouldn't believe. So once we got to that hotel room scene, I was just having fun. I was throwing pillows around and drinking and coming up with different choices that I wanted to make while I was there. So I didn't have to think about what words need to be said or what's my objective in this hotel room. I literally had the freedom to just execute and just start making choices. This 2-part phase is something that I'm still discovering, I'm still learning about. I use this for everything that I do, and I will never, ever, ever stop using it for the rest of my career. Preparation, execution, that's just how this goes. I am constantly studying this, I'm constantly believing in this, and I think it's something that can really help you guys simplify acting. You have the preparation. Do all the homework. Then just go execute it and live it, right? It's really that simple. So we don't really need to overcomplicate it. We don't need to overthink everything and make this harder than it really is. There's no 380-step program you have to follow and all this crazy shit. You just literally prepare everything. Go in there, execute it, have fun, reach your objective and make it happen. And again, another important thing about the execution phase, that's going to be where you establish that connection with your partner. Maybe before the scene shoots, you may be running lines with your scene partner. You know, you guys, you may just be feeling each other out a little bit, right? Conversations and just kind of like getting used to that person maybe if you have time. You don't want to be thinking about, okay, what my words and my and you don't want to be crossing the preparation and the execution. It's going to be a disaster. You're really going to be lost, and it's going to show on the camera. You want to just be free as possible. You want the camera to just, you know, just be one with you, if that makes sense, right? Just make it easy and just make it simple and just live in front of the camera. You don't want to look like you're worried about what was my words and what does this guy even want and who is she? I didn't even know that character. You don't want to be in that situation. Trust me, because I've been there. Don't overthink it. Just be. My rules have always been confidence, right? That's a big one. Confidence. I live by that. The other one, commitment. You have to be committed to the scene, committed to your character, just fully invested, okay? Confidence, commitment. Those two things right there, huge game changers. All right, so I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, as always, put some comments in the section below if you have any questions, video requests. I will address everything. I usually can write everybody back as well. So share the video with a friend, share it with a stranger, anybody that could use this information or you think it will help somebody better their career. Share the video, guys. You never know who you're helping out. And please don't forget, I just want to run this by you guys again. Preparation, execution. It's that simple. Don't make this more complicated than it is, okay? Figure out what works best for you. Cater to yourself. Make your own process. Find out what works for you. Develop that process in your preparation. Have it in your head. Come over here, execute, have fun, make good choices. That's all this is. All right, guys. Again, so I hope you found this helpful. Do not forget to share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Hope you guys have a great week and good luck in your careers. Thank you guys for all your support.
That good.